I'm going to tell you something no other performance coach or consultant is going to tell you. Going out to a party might be just exactly what you need to unlock your next creative evolution and get back your spark and your inspiration. So here's the issue. It's incredibly hard to be creative and artistic and do creative work. That is work that's not assigned to you, but work that you're doing out of your own inspiration and passion and creating something new when your lifestyle is incredibly rigid. If you want to sustain creative output and inspiration, you need space for novelty, you need space for spontaneity, and you need space for events that are non-linear in nature, meaning that they're unpredictable and they push you into the unknown. You don't know how the night's gonna go, you don't know how the day's gonna go. That's where a lot of creativity and quantum leaps and non-linear thinking comes through, is in these non-linear events. It's very hard to think creatively, which is non-linear, right? Creativity means non-linear. It's a jump, it's a quantum leap. It's incredibly hard to be creative and non-linear when you live an extremely linear, rigid lifestyle, right? Everything outside of us is also what's happening inside of us. The all is mind. Your external environment is a projection of your mind. How could you possibly be creative when your external environment is incredibly rigid and defined, which is kind of funny, right? Because I have my daily schedule behind me, but it's not like I stick to that 100% every day. And I'm going to get into that more in this video, like what's the balance between rigidity and discipline, and what's the balance with spontaneity and fun and parties, really. So you really need non-linear events and non-linear moments to unlock non-linear creative thinking. So the optimizer bros, you see them all over the internet. You have the Huberman types, Chris Williamson types. Nothing against them. I've gone through the phases of really learning a lot from them and applying it in certain areas, but not applying it in other areas. So they will tell you that you're ruining your progress. You should never drink. You should never go out. But they don't really know what living is. They don't have a truly creative or artistic bone in their body. And I'm not just talking about Chris Williamson and Andrew Huberman. Those are just examples. I do think they have some creativity. But the optimizer bros, the super linear bros, the finance bros, the sometimes CEO types, like they don't have this creative spark or spirit. And they are reduced to this, just like they're only living mentally. They're not living spiritually. They're not living in their body. They're only living by their mind and practicality and rigidity. You're not going to learn about creativity from those people. You're going to learn more about creativity by going to a party, going to a concert, a DJ set, or a rave, and watching the DJ. Like, just study the DJ. Look at how they're moving. Look at how they're being. Look at how their creative inspiration is coming through in that moment. Look at their frequency and energy. Or even at these type of events, notice the people that are there. I've learned a ton about freedom and creativity and self-expression from being around extremely free-spirited feminine girls that dance at these type of parties, right? You'll learn more about what creativity and self-expression is from these people, or like the artist on the street or something like this, who a lot of business people would look down upon. But when you're operating from a higher level of consciousness, you can learn from every single person, right? Everybody's a different expression. Everybody's a mirror of something within you. And so you're going to learn more from these types of people than you will from the optimizer business, bro. So the point I'm trying to make here is you need to leave your house. You need to go to the club. You need to go sit outside at a cool restaurant and smoke cigars with your best friend and talk about life. You need to turn off the computer at 5 p.m. even when your fear-based rational mind is like, I need to work more. That's the old self. That's the comfort zone trying to cling on. You need to turn off the computer, say, no, I'm not doing any more work tonight. It's 5 p.m. I have nothing to do for the next 4 hours. And if it's a weekend, I can stay out later potentially. And just surrender to the unknown. See where the night takes you. See where your inspiration takes you. Even if you're not trying to go out, what would it be like to just hang around your house or just get in your car or go for a walk and just see where you feel pulled to go, right? This is how you tap into your creative inner voice. This is how you actually tap into your intuition. Something I teach in programs is how to train your intuition. And an exercise that I give to people is go out on a walk, go in a city, have no plan, and just try to follow your inner knowing. Notice where the wind blows you, like literally notice where the wind blows you. That's how you tap into your intuition. Also, go drink a beer. Like, it's okay. Like, smoke a joint, smoke a cigar, smoke a cigarette, whatever it is. It's not gonna wreck you if you just do it in moderation. Okay, it can wreck you if you go way too extreme with it. But, you know, one night after you've been working your ass off for 6 days in the week, go out, have a beer with your friends, smoke a joint, go to a party, see what happens. It's not gonna wreck you. It might just be exactly what you need to find your spark of inspiration again. I kind of made this point about the linear mind and the non-linear mind, but understand that the creative mind is loose. The creative mind is a loose mind. And so if you want to sustain creative output and tap into your artistic creative spirit, you need to let go of the monk mode style of living. You need to loosen the fuck up, and you need to actually go live. So the reason I'm making this video is a personal experience. So 2 weeks ago, I decided to surrender into a very non-linear event. And I had a football game. I came home. It was like 10 p.m. I met up with a friend. And my other friend, who's also my business partner with Transcendence, his name's Freddie, he was going out to a club in Chicago for this event that was happening at his school, the school I used to go to. And he was like, yeah, you should come. And so I came back here. I met with the girl who I was hanging out with near my house. And I was like, this is kind of crazy, but do you want to go to this event in Chicago? She's like, yeah. She's a Life Path 5 numerology, so am I. And it's a 5-day today, which is interesting. But she was like, fuck yeah, let's go. So I went home, changed, and we went at 11 o'clock at night. Now, this was not optimal by any means. My mind was even kind of trying to rationalize, like, no, you need to wake up and work tomorrow. Like, Sunday's an important day to get the week started right. But I was following the signs. I was following my intuition, and it just felt right to go. So we went. And so when we went, we came up across a few problems, right? As happens sometimes when you go out, especially because my business partner is not 21, he's 18. But he's a fucking wizard. You'll learn about him more, I guarantee, in the next few years. And so we couldn't get in, which kind of sucked. And we're like, okay, what do we do, right? Let's just surrender. Let's see what happens. So the girl who we were hanging out with, so it was the three of us, she got in for free because she just like worked her magic and was a girl and it's easier. But me and my business partner, Freddie, I'll just call him Freddie from now on, we actually snuck into the restaurant area of the club and we snuck into like the VIP bar. And we just kind of like walked behind people, said we're going to the bathroom. And we just ended up sitting in this like 5-star bar. I got a Red Bull. And we were just sitting there chatting about life. These 3 girls from Sweden came up. He knew one of them. We started talking to them, and we were just chatting about life and business and really tapping into the energy of the place we were at. Like this 5-star place, the people there decked out in suits. You could tell people there had a lot of money, and it just felt like a very high status place. And it started to get us into this inspired energy where we start talking about business, not from a place of like we need to do all these things in a day-to-day context, but in a visionary context of holy shit, we want to have the type of money and power where we can just go pay off the bouncer $1,000 and it doesn't fucking matter, because we saw somebody else pretty much do that. Eventually, like 2 a.m., we've been chatting for like an hour or two in the bar section, feeling super inspired, like James Bond type energy. And we went back to the bouncer, we paid him off a couple $100, and we got in the club. And in the club, we met a bunch of people. Freddie met a bunch of girls from his school. I met them. It was really fun. And we danced for a few hours. And another point to make is like, you can go to these events and you can stay sober. Like that's also a lot of power and a lot of freedom. Like none of us drank. We just were sipping water. I had a Red Bull, and then we were just dancing. And it was so inspiring to be in that energy. I was feeling inspired by the DJ, as that's something I want to do going into the future. Just noticing his energy. He's having so much fun. He gets paid to play music in clubs around the world. Like, it's so fucking cool. Noticing the energy of the people. Everybody's very free, open, having fun. So we stayed there for a few hours. We got home at like 3 or 4 in the morning. And we set an alarm, 8 a.m. We woke up, we grounded, we got sun, we got water, we got electrolytes. We ripped right to a coffee shop near my house, like this very Italian, beautiful coffee shop. And another friend met us, and we schemed business for like 3 hours in the morning at that coffee shop, sipping cappuccinos and orange juice. And we got so many creative breakthrough ideas in that 3-hour session that would have never happened had I been rigid and stayed home and said, no, I need to go to sleep, I need to wake up, I need to work. The non-linear opened up so many new ideas for us to capitalize in the coming weeks. And we weren't dialed or optimized, but we were in the flow of life. We were having fun. We were in a high frequency, high energy state. And so getting 4 hours of sleep didn't fucking matter because we were in the flow of life. And what I noticed was throughout the entire next week and even into now, which is a week and a half after we went out, I feel more fluid. I feel more creative. I feel less tense. I feel more imaginative. I notice myself in the car playing techno music or whatever it is, and even the way my body is just moving naturally with the music in the car is different because I tapped into and found that frequency going out. I felt more inspired over the past week and a half than I have in months because I was in that high class environment talking about big ideas, talking about the future. So the revelation here, the point here, is that you have to realize everything is frequency. It doesn't matter what you feel passionate about. It doesn't matter if it's going out to a party. It doesn't matter if it's studying some weird woo-woo esoteric topic like astrology, like I like. It doesn't matter if you're playing music yourself or like coloring or drawing or solo dancing in your room. It doesn't matter. Your passions, what's giving you energy, is your vehicle or vessel for tapping into a higher frequency. Everything is frequency. Everything in your life is downstream of your frequency. Your job, your creative work, your relationships, your health. Everything is downstream of the frequency of the energy you're vibrating with as a soul, as a being. And when you tap into a higher frequency by doing something out of the ordinary, by like going out and having a great fucking night, that frequency is going to ripple across the rest of your life. So playing music for an hour at night instead of going on the computer and doing a little bit more deep work, or going out to the club and dancing for 4 hours, and maybe even having a few drinks or whatever it is you want to do, it might actually be, and I would say it is, a better use of your time than sitting down and grinding out work for another few hours. And the reason is, when you elevate your frequency in any way, playing a sport, going out, reading some esoteric book that you're interested in, when you elevate your frequency in one area, all areas of your life simultaneously will elevate. And the areas of your life that are now lower frequency, as you start to tune into more high frequency activities, which you can basically determine by, is it energizing me or is it not, those will naturally fade away. The passions, the excitement, the desires, the going out, it's just a cover up. It's the physical manifestation of the new frequency that characterizes who you're becoming, right? We want to always become a higher frequency than we currently are, right? That's the point of life. The point of life is to raise our consciousness and to complete our soul's mission. You will not be able to complete your soul's mission without elevating your consciousness, aka elevating your frequency. And so again, the optimizer bros will tell you that this is delusional, you're ruining your progress, but personally, I don't want to live a lifestyle trapped in rigidity. I was like that for many years when I started off as an entrepreneur in this business game for like probably the first year, 2 years. And I did make a lot of material progress, but I was constantly tense. I had anxiety attacks. I was burnt out all the time. I was forcing myself to work. I never truly felt aligned. I always wanted to escape. But once I started to I let go, and I went out and I went to Thailand and I partied and I raved and I smoked a ton of weed. Like, it opened me up so much where now I come back into the linear business world from a non-linear, more intuitive, you could even say more feminine, right? It's a balanced masculine, feminine. Come back into the world from that new frequency, and now the contents of what I create, even the videos I make or the projects I build, match the frequencies that I found by letting loose, by going out, by letting myself be free. So, and if you're in a business game, like, what do you want to make money for anyways, right? To me, it would be a waste of time to sit in my room and make a bunch of money just so I could sit in my room more and make more money and just do more business. It's like, no, personally, I want to make money so that I can go travel the world. I can go have crazy experiences. I can go to parties. I can go to ceremonies. I can host retreats, all these things. I can travel the world with my family, like these things. So why are you trying to make the money anyways? Are you trying to make the money just so you can make the more money and feel secure? Or are you trying to make the money so that you can experience everything life has to offer and see and feel the width and the depths of God's creation, right? Like, I want to experience all of it. So the actionable step for you here is, like, if you're watching this, you might be an entrepreneur, you might be a creator, you might not be. But the actionable advice is to make space. Go out, party, turn off your computer. Like, go out with friends, sit at a restaurant outside, smoke a cigar, and just have a drink. Like, it's fucking okay. And the reason I'm saying this is I needed this advice like 3 years ago because I didn't think it was okay. It is okay. You don't want to get lost in it. You want to use it as fuel and inspiration to come back into your work, back into your projects. That's the key. So you can always ask yourself too, like, if you feel stuck. I gave this advice to a client yesterday on a call because it was like 5 p.m. and I was like, what are you going to do after this call? She's like, I think I'm just going to work more. And I'm like, why? Like, do you really want to work more? She's like, no, I just feel like I have to. And we basically got to the bottom of it, and like, she has her baseline expenses covered with a freelancing job. She's trying to create new projects on top of it for more leverage, more freedom, more autonomy, more purpose. But her baseline expenses are covered. She got her work done for the day. If she's doing creative work, it's not a higher leverage form of your time to sit down and work more. It's actually higher leverage to chill out and let yourself be free. And so the mental heuristic that I use, and then I told her, and then I'll tell you, is you can always ask yourself, if I was free in this moment, what would I do? If I was free in this moment, what would I do? If you ask yourself that question when it's 5 p.m. and you don't know what to do and you just kind of want to work more because you just feel like you have to, ask yourself, if I was free, what would I do? If I had achieved all my dreams, what would I do? Would I spend 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. just working more in my computer alone at home? Or would I go out? Would I go to the gym? Would I go sit in the sauna? Would I go to an event? Would I go to a dance party? Would I go to try something new? Would I go see friends? Like, life is meant to be well-rounded. It's not meant to be lived alone in your room working. You're meant to go experience all of it. And it actually just might be exactly what you need to come back into your work with more creativity and inspiration. So I give this advice to so many clients, is like, you need to go out. You need to go out. You need to go have fun. You need to go surrender to the unknown. You need to just have one of those nights that is completely nonlinear and completely magical. And I promise that on the other side, there are lessons waiting for you that you can't learn sitting inside working. And there's inspiration waiting for you that you can't find within your own house. So go out, have fun. It's going to actually improve your business and creative pursuits. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.